Hey, this is Ari Koinuma speaking, and today I'm going to analyze Jars of Clay's Flood, which is their original big hit, and see what kind of songwriting wisdom we can get from this song. So, first of all, I am going to play a little bit of the verse melody. It goes something like this. Right? So, I mean, it's actually not quite exactly like that, but something like that. Notice how spare low in the range, and it only has 3 notes, right? He's just going back and forth between C to B flat and then throwing occasional D. And it's just all stepwise motion. So how does that strike you? It strikes me as it's an intimate. There's an intimacy because it's low. I mean, when you're talking to somebody about something, vulnerable, intimate things, you don't like scream out of the top of your lungs. I mean, that's something that you say in a dark and quiet room, maybe at night, and then you just kind of go, and by the way, I have this problem, right? So that music as a gesture works really well with this song, which is about really vulnerability and the fear and the sort of a foreboding sense of the drowning that he's really building up to. But you don't want to come out of the gate screaming about how I'm gonna drown and I'm afraid. No, it just describe the scene. Just set the place so that you have somewhere to go by going low, keeping the notes spare and simple, and then have it be more of an intimate confessional experience, and that really works in the song. All right, so point number 2. Let's look at this song seems to have like 2 choruses, so like chorus A section, right? So it goes something like this. Something like that. Again, notice how few notes there are in that chorus A. And you would think that's really not much of a melody. I mean, it's just, right, it's not much of a melody. What's interesting about the chorus is the rhythm. The rhythm is the most primal element in music, and if the rhythm is interesting, then the music is interesting to listen to. So they went ba 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 ba. See, it's kind of a syncopated rhythm. It just falls a lot on the offbeats. Da ba 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 ba. You see, it doesn't quite fall, and that tension is what keeps that particular part interesting. If you just went ba 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 ba, no, I can't do it because I'm ingrained in that. See, that gets in your head. But if I want something like ba 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 ba, then it becomes predictable and boring. Instead, they just use that syncopation or that offbeat rhythm to make the most out of just a couple notes really in the melody. But still, it's just something that really sticks in your head. Da 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 da, and make it memorable. So when you're thinking about even if it's a vocal melody or if it's a hook, pay attention to the rhythm. Make sure that the rhythm is interesting, and then that will go a long way towards making your material strong than trying to figure out how you can go up and down in your melody. Alright, point number 3. So I'm going to move on to the chorus B section, which goes like this. Alright, so Can you name what that format is or the structure is? It's very classic. It's called call and response. And call and response is a musical structure or songwriting device that's really as old as the music probably is, and it always really works well. And again, even if you have one singer in mind, don't exclude call and response as a musical songwriting device, because there are plenty of ways to make call and response out of, like, the vocal and the band, or even have the vocalist play both parts. There are ways to make that work, but just call and response is just great, classic, proven to work songwriting technique or structure. And especially with singer-songwriter stuff, when you're thinking on your own, this is I'm by myself, I'm strumming my guitar, it's really easy to escape your mind, going, oh, I have to come up with some interesting melody that will just carry the scene and keep everybody interested on my own. No, break it up into call and response and see what you can create out of that. That's really just a great thing to play around with any song, even when you're by yourself. Alright, so Jars of Clay, Flood, we looked at how the verse melody starts out with nice and low and intimate, and how that's appropriate for setting up the what is to come, how appropriate that is for the subject matter at hand. We talked about how the chorus, don't have many notes, it's not really melodic, but the rhythm is interesting, and that's what really sort of keeps the whole thing together and sort of drills it into your head. We talked about how call and response is a classic and proven songwriting technique, and those are all things that we can keep in the back of our mind as we try to write our own songs. Alright, that's good enough for that song, so I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.